Hi guys, it's Melissa. A couple moms have reached out asking about my children's names, how I found them and what they are. So in this video, I'm just going to walk through my kids' names and how we came up with them and why they're so meaningful for us. What we've done with all the names is pick a name that's kind of original and new to our family, but that represents another family member for the first name. And the second name is usually a more traditional or family name. And my thinking has been, if ever they really dislike their first name, they could opt for their middle name, although I hope that doesn't happen. So my first child, Headley, his name is Headley James. And Headley was actually a man who worked at my husband's company. And he mentioned the name to me while we were trying to pick out a name for Headley. We're very close naming Oliver, which is a name I love. And one day he just said, well, what about the name Headley? And it just stuck with me. I just loved it. And we debated and we debated and we debated. And then finally the baby was born and I just knew he was Headley. And we worried about him being teased, but I just thought it was such a cool and different name that we decided to go for it. We also liked the H because it honored Mark's dad, whose name was Herbert. And James is my father's middle name, was also my grandfather's middle name on my dad's side of the family. So that's Headley. And next up is Lachlan. He was born 13 months after Headley. We love that name. It means land of lakes, which I thought was pretty. We have a lot of relatives from Ireland and from Scotland. So I liked picking a Scottish name. The L is for Leah, who was Mark's grandmother on his mother's side. Lovely woman. So we loved honoring her. And Lachlan's middle name is Jack. Jack was my grandfather, my father's father. His name was John, but we called him Jack. So that's Lachlan Jack. And then next up is Beckett. Beckett is Beckett Liam. Beckett was a name we just fell in love with. We thought it was sort of cute and smart. And the B honors Mark's mom, whose name is Beatrice. And Liam is the Scottish form of James. So more James. We have a lot of Jameses in my family. And then the girls. It was really hard to find a name for the girls. We had a couple that we were debating, and I fell in love with the name Annalise. I actually have a very close friend whose name is Melissa, whose daughter is named Annalise, and I liked it because my grandmother on my father's side was named Anne, and Mark's grandmother on his mother's side was Leah. So I thought Annalise was sort of a combination of Anne and Leah, the two grandmothers. And then her middle name is Rose, who is Mark's husband's grandmother on his father's side. And it was kind of a hard thing because I fell in love with this name, but it was my friend's daughter's name, and I didn't know if I was like taking her name or whatever. And we ended up waiting in the hospital. Finally, I called her and I was like, Melissa, would you be okay if I named my daughter Annalise? And she was so lovely about it and just made me love her so much. And I'm so glad we picked this name from our little girl. It suits her so well. And finally, Marielle. It was, again, really hard for us to find a name. The M honors Mark's two grandfathers on both sides, both of whom were named Morris. And I just thought it was a pretty and feminine name, and I really liked it. And the F is for Fleur, who is my mother. My mother's name is Fleur, which means flower in French. So that's Marielle. So those are my kids' names. I think picking baby names is always so difficult. I spend a lot of time on mine. In the end, I really like them. But I think that they're probably less important than I thought they were. Now I just love my kids for who they are. And I think had I gone with another name, that would have been great too. So anyway, best of luck choosing your baby names for your babies. And please comment on this video. Tell me what you guys are thinking about or how you chose the names that you chose. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching CloudMom, and see you next time.